People get into relationships, and sometimes those relationships are good, sometimes they're bad. And even the good ones, they have their fights. Domestic violence becomes a crime if one of you calls the police, and then the police come to do an investigation. And once they come to do the investigation, they find out from you what happened, they find out from the other person what happened, and then they determine, are any of these people potentially guilty of committing a domestic violence offense? Did one person hit the other? Did they destroy some property? Did somebody get scratched or spit at, whatever it may be? Then one person gets arrested. Sometimes both people get arrested, but usually at least one person gets arrested. Then you face a case. The police report gets generated. It goes up to the DA's office. Somebody within the office reviews that police report and determines, like, hey, is there a probable cause here to charge this case, to proceed on criminal charges? And depending on the severity of the injuries, they can make a determination of, hey, is this a low-level offense misdemeanor, or is this a more serious crime and we have to charge it as a felony? So that's kind of domestic violence, right? And domestic violence doesn't have to be between boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband and wife, or husband and husband, or wife and wife. It can be between familial members. It could be between you and your sibling, or you and your mother or your father. All these things play a role. It can get really complicated when, for example, if a couple get into a fight in front of their child, and the police ask, was the child present at the time? Well, then you have child endangerment charges that are added oftentimes because a child was involved. And I think it makes sense. We don't want children to see these kinds of, severe arguments happening, right? We want to protect them from that. But then CPS gets involved. It's just like a snowball effect of things that can happen. Like first you're in an argument, then you're arguing at each other and you're raising your voices, then the police arrive, then you're in jail, then you walk out of jail. All of a sudden there's a protective order, so you can't go home. Now you can't get your clothes and you can't go to work, so you have to go and get yourself new clothes or have an officer come with you to pick up your clothes. You can't see your kids, and there's a pending case for the next 6 months during which you can't communicate with your significant other. Like, it has a tremendous impact on a person's life even before there's a conviction. A domestic violence offense can be charged as either a misdemeanor or a felony. If charged as a misdemeanor, you could be facing up to a year in a county jail. If charged as a felony, you could be facing up to several years in prison. In either cases, you will likely be required to complete a domestic violence batterers course and then comply with certain other consequences of probation.